Very good morning, everyone. In our previous session, we have started with the practical sessions regarding the inheritance, and in our previous video, we have studied single inheritance as well as multi level inheritance. In our today's session, we are going to study two different types of inheritance, that is hierarchical inheritance as well as multiple inheritance. So, let us start with the practical session regarding the hierarchical inheritance as well as multiple inheritance. Let us start with the hierarchical inheritance. Example: of hierarchical inheritance. Now see, what is the concept of hierarchical inheritance? When you are having one base class and you are going to derive two classes out of that one base class, that concept is known as hierarchical inheritance. So, first of all, we are going to create base class. So, include two header files which we are always including, iostream.h and has include conio.h. We are going to create class base. Inside base class, public integer a, base constructor. This thing we have already done in the previous videos. A equals to 10, then class derived 1. Over here you need to understand public, we are going to make base as a public. Now we are going to create public integer b derived 1, b equals to 20. Again class derived 2, public base public keyword integer c derived 2 and c equals to 30. Again I am going to repeat that the code may be longer, but it is very much easy to understand if you understand the concept, right? What is the hierarchical inheritance? It would be like such: base, then derived 1 and derived 2. This is the structure, right? So what you need to do, first of all you need to create base class, then while you are going to create derived class you need to public base class. Similarly, base class contains two children, right? So again public, then base. So base class would be inherited in both the cases because it is the parent class for derived 1 as well as parent class for the derived 2. Now remember one more thing over here, when we have referred PPT of this unit, right? At that time in the inheritance concept, I would like to recall some points regarding hierarchical inheritance, that derived 1 and derived 2 both are the siblings. Siblings means, say for example, this is a brother and this is a sister and this is a father. So whatever the property of father class has, that means A. Father class contains A, that is the property of father class over here, right? So that can be accessed by derived 1 as well as by derived 2. It is okay or not? base contains variable a. Let me write it down. A, derived 1 contains property b, and derived 2 contains property c. Now as per our theoretical session, we have understand that this can access a, this also have a right to access a. But what is the scenario now? Suppose, see, so derived has their own property as well as property of a. Similarly, derived 2 has its own property as well as property of base. Now see, when I want to put a display function, at that time in which class I need to put? See, if display function I am going to put in the base class, at that time it will only print the value of a. Suppose if I am going to put it in this derived 1 class, at that time it will print value of a and b. Suppose if I am going to put it over here, at that time it will print into the a and c. So what I need to do, I need to create two display functions using derived 1 and using derived 2. So over here I am going to create display 1 function which is part of derived 1 and which will print two values of a variable, that is the value of parent class, that is value of a, because derived 1 can access the parent class property. Similarly, what is the value of b? B is the variable which is part of derived 1 class, so that can be printed over here. Similarly, inside derived 2, I am able to create void display 2 function. This is a simple logic which you need to apply. Cout, again going to repeat the value of parent class, that is value of a. Cout \n value of c over here. See, I cannot use the variable b because these both are brother and sister, or we can say both are siblings. So the whatever the class is which has been declared at the same level, this is at the same level, right? So they are not used, they cannot use the property of each other. That is the limitation of this particular inheritance. So that rule you need to keep in the mind, that derived 1 cannot use property of derived 2 and derived 2 cannot use property of derived 1. That means this derived 2 cannot use b variable, derived 1 cannot use c variable. But yes, a is a common property, so it can be used by derived 1 as well as by derived 2. And in the display function only you can see that a can be used in both the functions, but the value of b is related with the display 1 and the value of c is related with the display 2 function. Now void main. Now see, up till now we are going to create the object of one derived class only, but over here you need to create object of two derived classes, right? Because both are at a same level. So now what you need to do? Derived 1 d1 d1 dot display 1, derived 2 d2 d2 dot display 2. So now what happens? Let me save the program first. Inheritance program 5. Now let us run the program. What is the generate? Okay, over here we need to put it display 2 function. Okay, the value of a is 10, value of b is 20, that is the part of display 1 or derived 1 A is 10 and value of C is 30. That is the part of display 2. Now remember one thing, that over here we have taken two display functions because to bifurcate both the values. So this is all about the first program of hierarchical inheritance. Let me take one new program regarding hierarchical inheritance. Example of hierarchical inheritance. We need to include two header files, iostream.h has include conio.h and one more file, that is string.h. Now we are going to create one class called person. So class person, then make it public, integer number, character nm of 25, initialize the value of number and name using default constructor of person class, strcpy, name equals to either Rahul or Radha or any name you can store. Now create one new class std, make the person public, again use the public keyword, integer total. This is the class which we have already taken, total equals to 75, and I am going to create one display method, display1, as we know that we need to create individual display method for such. Over here we have inherited class person, so I can use this two variable as well as this is the personal property of student class. So display1 can access number, name and total, backslash n, number is no cout, backslash n, name is nm, and last total is and total. Now we are going to create one new class called employee, right? Because student and employee both are the type of person. So I am going to create class employee, make the public person. Let us write public keyword. We are going to create variable salary, create constructor of employee class and make the initialization of salary, say for example 5000. Need to create one method void display2. We cannot create similar method. Display1 is the part of student class and display2 is a part of employee class. Using display1 you are able to access the base class property as well as the property of its own. Similarly, in the display2 function we are able to use the property of person class. So we are able to access number. Again over here we can print the name of variable also using nm variable, and over here we are able to access salary of employee using salary variable. So this is the personal property of employee class, and these two are the properties which are defined inside person class. Now what we need to do? we just need to create object of both classes, and we need to call display1 and display2 method of the particular class. Now what is the name of both the classes? std s1 dot display 1. Similarly emp e1 and e1 dot display 2, right? Let me save the program. Program number i6.c++. Now let us run the program. See, you will get output. Let me put \n over here before the total. I forgot to put \n. Over here you can see number is 1 and name is Radha. Total is 75. Similarly, again the number is 1, name is Radha, and salary is 5000. So from the output also you are able to understand that 1 and Radha are the variables which we have declared inside the base class, and there are two different kinds of derived classes we have defined. One is called student, which contains property total, and another is called employee, which contains property salary. Now see, this total cannot be used by the employee. Similarly, this salary cannot be used by the student class. So in this way, the hierarchical structure can be executed. So in this particular session, we are going to see two different types of inheritance. One is called hierarchical and another is called multiple. In hierarchical we have already done. I would like to recall once again that we have created class base. Out of base class we are going to derive two classes which can be also referred as a brother and sister. It would be easier to understand for you, right? That this is the concept like father, brother and sister. So whatever the property father contains can be accessed by the brother or sister. They have equal rights to access those properties. But yes, B is the property of derived 1, that means it cannot be accessed by derived 2, or C is the property of derived 2, so it cannot be accessed by derived 1. When you are going to inherit any class, at that time you can refer this particular hierarchical structure. You need to create one base class. So over here we have created one base class. While you are going to create derived class, at that time you need to inherit base class over here, and with the help of colon you are able to use the concept of inheritance. Next is called derived class. Again we are going to inherit base class. See, in multi-level inheritance, while you are going to create intermediate base class, at that time public base is there. When you are going to create derived class, at that time public I base is there. But over here two separate siblings are there, so compulsory you need to create individual method to access those variables. A is the property of base class, so it can be accessed by both the derived classes, and you need to create object of individual class and you need to call it individually. So in this way the concept of hierarchical inheritance is executed. Now let us understand one more technique, that is called multiple inheritance. Example of multiple inheritance need to include two header file, iostream.h and has include conio.h. Now in multiple inheritance what happens, you need to create two base class, base 1, base 2, and Suppose base 1 contains A property, base 2 contains B property. At that time, you are going to derive one new class which contains C property, and it also has A and B. Why? Because this is a father class, this is a mother class, and this is a child class. So child can access the property of parent class base 1, base 2 and derived class. So derived class contains A, B and C. Now let us create class base 1. We need to create two base classes, right? I am going to remove this comment line and I am going to delete it. I hope you understand the concept. Base public, we need to take integer A, then let us create constructor of base 1, A equals to 10. Similarly, class base 2, similarly again make it public, integer B, base 2, B equals to 20. Now these both classes can be inherited by creating derived class, derived. Now public first class is called base 1, comma public base 2. Over here I want to refer the syntax. Remember one thing, that when you are going to inherit more than one classes, that can be inherited using comma operator, right? So when you want to create or when you want to inherit more than one base classes, at that time with the help of comma operator you can separate it. But you need to be careful that I cannot write like this, public base 1 comma base 2. This is the incorrect statement, right? Compulsory you need to write access specifiers in each cases. Consider the situation when I want to inherit third class, that is called public base 3. So compulsory the access specifier I need to include. That is the correct syntax, right? Now derived 3 public. Now derived 3 can access all the 3 properties, right? So integer C, derived C equals to 30, void display, cout backslash n, value of A is, and A, cout backslash n, value of B is, B, and cout backslash n, value of C is C. Now what we need to do? Need to create void main, clrscr, get ch, derived 1 d1, d1 dot display. Let us save the program. I think i7.c++. Yes. Now let us execute. A, B and C. A is the value of base class 1, B is the value of base class 2, and C is the value of derived class. Or if you don't want to write this A, B and C, at that time you just print the value of A from base 1, the value of B from base 2, and you can print the value of A and B. So in this way the multiple inheritance is performed. First of all, create two base classes, initialize the value of A and initialize the value of B. Only thing you need to keep in the mind is this line. Class derived, you just need to inherit by using colon. Make the public access specifier for base 1, separate inheritance by the comma, again use public keyword and base 2. Using derived, you are able to access the property of base 1, base 2 and derived. Base 1 contains A property, base 2 contains B property and derived contains C property as well as A and B. Let me take one new file. This is the last program of our today's session, which represents the multiple inheritance. Has include iostream.h, has include conio.h. Now see, over here we are going to consider the example of date, time and calendar, because it is the ideal example to represent multiple. Multiple means two, right? So it is the ideal example to create or represent multiple inheritance. So instead of, see, in our previous three types, like single inheritance is there, or multi-level inheritance is there, or hierarchical inheritance is there. In all the three cases we have taken one example which is based on the base class and derived class, and one example is related with the person and student class. But in particular case, multiple inheritance, we are going to consider the example of date, time and calendar class. So let me include one more header file. Has include string.h, class myDate. We are going to create myDate class. Inside myDate class, I am going to take one date pointer variable. MyDate constructor contains the initialization of date in the string order, that is 1-1-2020. I am going to create one more class called myTime. Inside myTime, let me take one public variable, character pointer time variable, myTime tm equals to hour, minute and second, and am or pm, say for example. Now I am going to create class calendar, which inherits public myDate and comma public myTime. Now over here, remember one thing, that you must need to mention the access specifier for the class which is defined as a second one, otherwise it will generate error. Now in the calendar class, I am going to define public method void display only. I don't want to take any variable, right? I just want to write display method, and inside display method I just want to print whatever the value is initialized in the date class and whatever the value is initialized in the time class. dt, going to put one space in between date and variable time. Now void main clr ser and get ch. We just need to create the object of calendar class, calendar c1. c1 dot display will display the date and time. Date is the property of myDate class and tm is the property of myTime class. Let me save the program first and then we are going to execute the program. I8, see over here, see the output 1 1 20 20 1 0 1 0 1 pm, that is a time which is initialized by the myTime class. So in this way you can use the concept of hierarchical inheritance or the concept of multiple inheritance. You can only develop the programs only and only if you know the concept, otherwise you are not able to write the programs. Now let me share the notepad file for all the 4 programs. This is the first program of our today's session, which is based on the hierarchical inheritance. Let me scroll down up till derived one constructor. Let me scroll down up till void display 2. Write programs properly, write the name of variables properly, method name you need to take properly, otherwise it will generate error. So this is the program number 5th. Program number 6, which is based on the hierarchical inheritance, class person and class student as well as class employee. Any program which is based on the hierarchical class, that can be taken. Say for example, if you want to take shape class as a hierarchical structure, at that time you can consider 3 different shapes like rectangle, triangle or circle or ellipse. In this way you can represent the structure of hierarchical inheritance. Let me scroll down up till student. I am going to scroll down up till class employee. This all the programs you need to mention in the journal and properly you need to write neatly, yeah, right? Let me scroll down up to void main. This is the definitions of different programs I am going to explain. In the hierarchical inheritance, you need to create one class called mark which contains 2 variables, class calculation mark which contains these variables, class calculation salary contains this variable. This both the class must contain display 1 function and display 2 function. Similarly, I want to create 3 classes. College contains teacher as well as student, college name and address. Teacher contains this much detail and student contains this much detail. Again you need to create 2 display methods. One display is based on the teacher class, one display method is based on the student class. Next is called bank, which contains name and city. Account contains ID and type, and customer contains name and balance. But remember one thing, we have taken name variable over here and over here also. So over here CNM is the perfect variable name, otherwise it will generate error. So using hierarchical inheritance you need to develop these 3 programs and you also need to write in the journal. Now let me share the multiple inheritance program. Base 1, base 2. First of all you need to create 2 base classes. After that, let me scroll down. After that, when you are going to create derived class, at that time you need to inherit two base classes, base 1 and base 2. Over here, see, I have already explained during the practical session that if you don't want to take variable c, in such cases you can directly use the value of a and b like this. You just need to create the object of derived class, and with the object of that you are able to call the display function of the derived class. Let me share the last program, which is based on the multiple inheritance. My date, my time. Inside my date we have initialized date variable. Inside time class we have initialize time variable. Calendar class contains my date and my time. You need to keep in the mind that in the both classes you need to mention access specifier. Void main, and this is the only definition which you need to develop using multiple inheritance. Student master, student detail, roll number, name and city are the part of student master. M1, M2 total and percentage are the part of student detail, and you need to create one more class whose name is show class, right, which contains display function, and inside display function like this, right, here only you need to create show, SHOW, public student master comma public student detail, and using display method 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, these 7 variables you need to display, right. So in this way you are able to reuse the concept of reuse the data, and which saves lots of time and efforts, as well as there is a less number of chances having error in the module. So once the module is tested, you can reuse any classes, and this is called multiple inheritance. So up till now we have completed total 4 types of inheritance, that is single, multi-level, hierarchical and multiple. In our next session we are going to see the concept of hybrid inheritance. Do refer all the programs, because our next video is related with the combination of all the inheritance. Thank you all.